Hello, everyone, and welcome. This is a new week and a new reading with me, Jennifer. And this is for the week of July 3rd to the 9th. We do have a full moon on the 3rd this week, so I will be pulling one card from the Moonology Manifestation. Sorry, not the Moonology Manifestation, just the Moonology Oracle cards by Yasmin Bolin. So welcome. I'm so glad you're here. I do want to, first of all, before I get started, apologize for not being here last week. My dad was visiting from 2 provinces away, and he had some medical issues come up, and so I had to take him into the emergency department at the local hospital, and he was there for 4 days, I think, something like that, and had to have his gallbladder removed. So, but I'm happy to report he's doing well. So that really that took all my attention and my energy last week. So that's why I was unable to get this recorded. So, however, yes, he's doing well. So thank goodness. And so just to carry on here with the reading, I do want it to be known. I've never talked about it before, but I do offer personal readings via Zoom or in person, depending where you're located. So if you ever are interested in that, please reach out to me. You can reach out to me on Facebook or Instagram, and or right here on my YouTube account, and let me know. I will put my contact information below, as well as I'll try to do links to my other accounts as well. I'm not sure if YouTube will let me do that or not, but if not, then I will at least put in my email address so you can reach out to me if you're interested. So that being all said, let's get started. So I have all the cards ready to go. They're shuffled, and I've actually set them over on this side of my desk because I needed the space for just my working space. So the first row is going to indicate, because we're dealing with a full moon this week, I wanted to tap into, excuse me, the energies of what it is that we are releasing as a collective during this time. And then the next row will be representative of what is it that we're working through, what lessons, where are we in the medicine wheel? So what cycle are we going through as a collective? The third row is going to represent the good things that are coming to us. So we'll see what that holds for us. And let's get going here on the rest. Okay, so right away, I'm seeing that we have a lot of cups. So there's a lot of emotion here this week, a lot of chakra work, integrating, releasing that we are doing. It looks like there's a lot of positivity overall in this reading. I see a lot of success. There's some working through shadow that we're doing, but overall, very, very, very positive. Okay, so let's look into this. What is it we're releasing as a collective? Looking at the bigger picture, full moon in Sagittarius. So there you go. So full moon, it is, we are as a collective, I would say from this card, what we're doing is we are stepping back from the smaller version of ourselves and that ego point of view, and we're stepping back and we're looking at the bigger picture. How are our actions affecting others? How are our choices, our words affecting those around us? So it's like there's a shift from walking away from one perspective, that of just the self, and how the self benefits, and how the feeling of being disconnected from everyone else and being on your own island and being separate. So there's that feeling is shifting, or that perspective, and that there's more of awareness coming in of how you are reflected in those around you and how you are connected to all, and not only people, but all beings in the planet itself. So there is more of an awareness, an awakening of the connectedness to all of life on a much deeper and bigger level than before. So we are letting go of more limited perceptions of ourselves in the world. Basically is what I would say with that. So just for a little bit more detail on that, so we have the Seven of Cups. So we have some choices here. So there, and how we do this, I guess, is what this is saying. So there's some choices. I think the choices is how, what parts of this. So this is, and I'm seeing with the serpent here. So what, there's a fading away of an old aspect of you, how you relate to the world around you. And so there's a releasing of that. And this is a choice. So this, as this awareness comes into of this new perception of yourself in the world, there seems to be a choice in um, the new awareness. So I'm getting a bunch of information here. So words that you choose, how you relate to those around you, especially your close relationships. And so how you may have been triggered in the past by those close to you. You are realizing it's not them doing it. It's something within in you that needs healing or needs some attention or just to be observed. So it's just a new awareness within you. And so you are, in effect, by bringing awareness to it, you are bringing it out of shadow. So here is the moon card over here. And so you're bringing it out of shadow and releasing it. So just by bringing awareness to it, you're bringing healing, but then that changes how you are relating to those around you. And because you aren't reacting from an old paradigm within you, because you have this new awareness, you are affecting change in them as well. So, wow, that was a lot of information out of that Seven of Cups. But so it feels like there's a lot of growth here in this particular reading. And with the Sun card here, so we have a major arcana card here. And in actual fact, we have 3 major arcana cards, and they're all right in a row here. So that I will look into that a little bit more. So this is major life themes here, and we are talking about, you know, what are we releasing, what are the lessons, and what are we bringing in here in this particular reading. So a lot of success in this. So there's a lot of moving forward, awakening. Surprise, a judgment card. This isn't a judgment card, but this is the Sun, so it is showing a moving forward and more positivity. So it's stepping outside of limitations, limiting beliefs, and realizing that the change comes from within and how you affect others that way, by taking on, you know, releasing that more limited view on yourself and how you are releasing the separateness, you know, and embracing a more unity, consciousness, awareness. Okay, and then we have the Ten of Cups. So this is, you know, a celebration. This is, you know, a really cool, good card of fulfillment, a lot of fulfillment. It is also a completion of a cycle. So we got the 10, that's a completion of a cycle. So that would make a lot of sense with that full moon. Full moon is representing the completion of a cycle as well, because then, of course, we start into, you know, we're into the, it starts to return its cycle the opposite way, right? As we start moving back into a new moon. So a lot of releasing. It's the end of a cycle that we're coming into. And as with this is saying that there's the releasing end of limiting belief and awakening more expansiveness. And your choices are going to be different. Your choices and how you relate to those around you, especially your, as I said, your closest relationships, your most challenging relationships, perhaps, you know, because the lessons are there. And speaking of lessons, that's what this next row is all about here. So let's just move right into that. So the smoky mirror. Okay, so this is really talks about what I had just touched on here, what I was picking up with this particular card, the Seven of Cups. So how, and also the first card, releasing that limited point of view. So the lesson that we are going through is how everything, the people in our lives reflect back to us aspects, the shadow, back to the shadow here, the moon, the shadow aspects of ourselves that we're not aware of. And so these are the lessons here that we are integrating during this particular cycle. And so we have the Six of Cups. And this is a feeling of like coming home, of greener pastures, of peace. So there's more peace. And I believe also I'm picking up with this card that there's a cultivation. So you're cultivating within yourself as we are integrating these lessons, new awarenesses, a new state of being. So it is planting seeds for new avenues of opportunity to come into your life. Not only opportunities, but rays of, what is it, the word? Rays of light consciousness. So you are, in fact, as you, or as we as a collective are integrating this lesson, there is higher energies coming into us, which has been happening. So, but this is just part of the process right here. So, and there is that moon card. So this is the second major arcana card of the reading as well. So this is just those shadow aspects being reflected back to us as from the smoky mirror here, right? Gaining more clarity into ourselves as we become aware of those aspects being shadowed or reflected back to us that we are unaware of. So we clear a lot of debris out of our fields, out of our chakras, out of our emotions that we have been holding on to, not even realizing that we were, because there was things that we had adopted as being part of ourselves that we were unaware of. So these shadow aspects, then we can release them. And here we have the Nine of Cups. So we have the 9, the 10. Like I said, there's a lot of cups in here. So we have the 6, 7, 9, 10. So sorry, I may have been blocking it. 6, 7, 9, 10 here. So that is also relevant. Now, that being said, I am going to step back a little bit here in my reading, because we do have like a diminishing of numbers here. So it's almost like there's a little bit of going backwards. But I feel like this is almost, okay, it feels representative of, to me, of almost like you're stepping back a little bit from taking action, or I know this is like a cup. However, it's like there's a pulling back or going inward of self-reflection. So it's not really stepping back, but it's a turning inward. And I feel like that's maybe where the regression in the numbers is. But mind you, it's only one, right? So it's not a whole lot. Mind you, yes, down here in the last row, we do have cups the whole way around. So, you know, the emotion here, we do have the 5. So I'll come back around to this to see what this 5 is about. But that can just mean some, you know, instability, and maybe actually, as I'm tapping into this card right now or talking about it, I'm feeling that there is maybe some questioning as to your path and your, or more, maybe it's more of your motives, or there's some uncertainty there, but we'll come back to that. Actually, you know what? I have another little deck here. I'm going to start pulling cards just to get more clarity on these as well. But I just wanted to do a quick run through on these. So yeah, so the planting of the seeds, the shadow, and then we have the 9 of Cups. So although we have the end of a cycle here, there is a feeling here of yeah, some transformation. There's also the feeling of, I feel like, turning inward, some self-reflection, and there's also a feeling of being content in these changes that are happening, and feeling that you're on the right path. in this particular part of your journey. And there's just a really a feeling of content. I just want to go back to content. Yeah, and I'm just going to leave it at that for now. I'll pull another card on it shortly. And then the good stuff that's coming. So seeing the true you. Again, so here we have, and I hadn't even looked at this card to see what it was about. But again, we're talking about the reflection of yourself through others, and realizing that these shadow aspects of you that you weren't even aware of are being reflected back to you through others, but they're parts of you that actually aren't you. So as you are bringing light to them and awareness to them, you are releasing them, and then it allows more of your own true light to shine, and you are revealing deeper layers of who you truly are, and that comes into the world. So it's getting releasing it and moving away from the clutter in our fields and in our that we're holding in our body. So our body becomes lighter, and it's able to hold more higher frequencies of light, because we are eliminating false aspects, or aspects of ourselves that are not who we really are, but they've been conditioned into us and that we've picked up along the way. Okay, I feel like I'm just can't catch my breath here. There's so much information coming through. Okay, so in the good stuff that's coming, so this is a good thing, because this is about our evolution. This is about coming into our personal power. This is about enlightenment, so this is all really, really good stuff. So the Empress, so here we go. So again, it's just saying the same thing. It is carrying, and this is non-gender specific. I know it says Empress and there's a woman reflected on the card, but this is for all of us. So this is a archetype that we all hold within us of the feminine. Yes, and men too have the feminine aspect within them. So this is tapping in. This is just showing that, we are becoming much more intuitive. We are becoming aware of how connected we are to the earth. This is, and how we are in a symbiotic relationship with the earth. So and all that, the implications of that. But it's just being aware and more cognizant of that connection, and how we are not separate, and nor ever were we never ever separate, and never can we be separate. So in both an energetic level and a physical level. And so there is the abundance, the being intuitive, the fulfillment, personal power, all that really, really good stuff. Okay, so good stuff coming with a star. So, how can it get better than that, right? We have the sun in this reading, and we have the star. So this is really, really as good as a reading can get. There is nothing but positivity happening in this reading so far. I just want to connect on that one final card here with that 5. That could also just mean a change of course, a change of mind, a change of direction, a change of passion as well. But sorry, I'm jumping ahead. So back to the star. So again, it is just indicating that we are powerful. The power is within us to embody and change whatever it is that we want to dream into being for ourselves. What do we want our lives to look like? What do we want the world to look like? We always start, of course, within ourselves. And then we carry that out into the world, right? The ripple effect, right? And so it is changing. It is just abundance. Again, abundance. I keep wanting to say fertilizing, but it's fertile. There is just unlimited potential here. And it is basically, with that watering of the earth, it is just, to me, again, the planting of the seeds. And it is an alchemical process. So as you are healing and new ideas, you're opening yourself up to new ideas. So as you create the space in your being, we are releasing these shadow aspects, and starting to relate to others, new opportunities come in, new people come in, because we are creating the energetic space for that to happen. Okay, and then just finally here, this 5 of Cups. So I just feel like there is, yeah, a change. So there is some changes. There is, walking away from something. There's something that is done. It is dead, is represented here by the skull. So it could be just the way of being, and the way you have been in the world, the way you may have believed who you are in the world. It could be an identity that you have been um, connected to, that you have, it's a label or a role or some sort of belief that you have identified with. So it is an identity aspect of you that perhaps you are releasing through this process here. But there is definitely something, there is a death at the end. And remember, I said here at the beginning with the serpent, there's a serpent right here. And the serpent represents, or can represent, has many meanings, but one of the representations is uh, changing. It is releasing what no longer serves you. So it's like you are shedding your past. So, and again, these are limiting beliefs. These are conditions that you have embodied and believe, conditioning, so beliefs that you have embodied as being part of who you are, and you are realizing that they no longer are, but they had a purpose. So there was never any waste in this. It's just that you have outgrown them, and it's time to shed them, like the snake sheds its skin, right? So that's what this is about here. This card is representing that. So we have the same cards on each corner of this reading reflecting the exact same thing. So the reading is basically saying, I meant what I said, that you are outgrowing, you're choosing different, you're choosing a higher path. We as a collective are choosing a different path, a new way of being. We have to. This is what all this uncertainty and changes in the world, it is reflecting what is happening in us as well. And what is happening in us is being reflected in the world. And it, as I said here with the Empress, and was it the Empress? And I think it was also the Star. We are not separate from any of it, right? So it's everything is a reflection of what's happening within us. So definitely the end of something that you're walking away from. And it could be not only an identity, but again, a job you identify with. It could be so many things. It could be a daughter, mother, father, son, sister, brother, cousin, whatever job title you have, being an entrepreneur, woman, man, grandfather, grandmother, whatever it is, there's so many roles. We play so many roles. So it's just, yes, whichever ones they're all limiting in some way. So it's just walking away from that. Okay, so I just wanted to quickly, if you're still here, hi, if you're still with me, I'm just going to quickly do a little bit more clarifying on these. So we have this one here. Yes, so, okay, so for this particular card, I wish I had a camera over top here, but for the Eight of Cups, and making choices and walking away. So to clarify that even further, we have the Three of Wands. So it is dreaming of where you want your life to go here. So as you are making different choices, part of that choice in the releasing with that snake, but is also dreaming of where you want your life to go. Because as you are releasing, you also need to fill it with something new. There's got to be something to move towards. And that's a very important aspect that keeps the balance, right? You can't just release. You got to, otherwise there's a hole, there's an emptiness that if you don't fill it with something to move towards, then it's easy to fall back into that comfort zone, right? Because there is a particular amount of comfort with the known, even though it might not serve us and we might be suffering because we have outgrown it, but you need to be dreaming of where it is you want to go. Okay. So then, so with this Sun and being the success expansion, we have the Four of Wands. So again, another Wands, passion here. So again, this is celebration. So it's just confirming the celebration here. There is a celebration, positivity, and collaborativeness here possibly as well. So then with this 10 of Cups, the completion of a cycle, how did I know it was going to be a pentacle? Because as I was touching on this card earlier, I almost said I had pop into my mind a 10 of Pentacles. This isn't the 10 of Pentacles. This is the King of Pentacles. However, it is a fulfillment here. There is, again, with that archetype, the energy of the king, there is success, material success here. There is, yes, a feeling of celebration. There's a feeling of, empowerment. But this is talking about your passions. This is talking about not only your passions, but a feeling of happiness in the world, setting out to do what it is you wanted to do and making it happen. So again, another success card. So just to clarify a little bit further on the 6 of Cups. Okay, so we have the 8 of Wands here. So this is telling me that this feeling of the planting seeds and the feeling of coming home and peace, that this is happening quickly. This feeling, this shift in how we are feeling internally in our world is happening quickly. This is quick energy, and it feels grounding as well. I feel like these wands are coming in. This passion is very grounding, and it's going to feel really, really good. Okay, so then we have the moon here, and yeah, so here we go. The 9 of Wands. So again, with the wands, I realize I'm a lot of wands coming up here, and so again, doubts, fears, okay, and what is holding you back. It's also can be representative. So doubts, fears, things that you're not aware of, beliefs that you're holding on to. This can also indicate, you or us as the warrior who have been through so much, and we are tired, and we this can also be seen as a support system. So we're stepping outside of maybe, okay, let me rephrase that, support system, seemingly support system, these beliefs that we've leaned on. And so we are stepping away from them because we're realizing that, you know what, look at where it's got us. We've been through hell and back, and it's time to step away from these. So great perception on that card. I've never actually picked that up from that card before. So that's really, really cool. Another wand here. So to clarify, that 9 of Cups, that feeling of being really content, we have the 10 of Wands. So there is a feeling of really taking full, just embracing everything that you've been passionate about and working really hard, and just you're really, really focused on doing what it is that you have been wanting to do in whatever endeavor you have been working on. And so there's a really great feeling in there that really goes well with this 10 of Cups and the King of Pentacles. So that shows that there's been a lot of success in this. I feel like it feels like a job to me, whatever this job that you've had. And I'm wondering if maybe that's what this is showing here, because these are in alignment. He is walking towards this. It's like success, achieve. There was a lot of contentment, fulfillment, end of a cycle. Then there is a feeling of, yes, contentment and taking it as far as you can go, but then perhaps a feeling here. We'll see what I draw. You know what? I'm going to do that right now. Let's just see what comes up. Aha. Okay. So we got so this one here is about the end of something, or walking away from something. And we have the Page of Wands, which is indicative of something new coming in. That's reflected up here. Remember? Shedding the skin, you're walking away, you've outgrown it, and then you're dreaming about what you want. Same thing here. There's fresh new energy coming in. So as you are walking, leaving something behind, again, I feel like this is a job that you've been passionate about for somebody. It just feels very geared around a career. So that must be for somebody in particular who's watching this. But but there's new ideas coming in. So there's this fresh energy that's coming in, and that's in the good stuff. Okay, so just back up to this corner here. So with the Empress, and that is a archetype, the energy that a lot of us will be bringing in, of being intuitive, abundant, connected to the earth, feeling that connection. We have the Knight of Wands to clarify that. So this is a card of action and passion. So this is taking, knowing you're protected, knowing you're connected, and taking this energy, and I feel like you're taking it out into the world. You're charging forth, you're prepared, you're passionate, and you are taking it, we are taking this out into the world, which is a beautiful, which I had said there is some beautiful energy in this reading with that sun and the star. Okay, let's clarify that star. We have the Queen of Wands. So another really great archetype energy here, the Queen of Wands. So being emotionally mature, in charge, connected to the realms, the unseen realms. So again, that intuitiveness, cycles, recognizing cycles, and the heart here as well. I just feel like there's this compassion, this open-heartedness, and again, knowing how to use the energy. So if we're not aware of it, we are learning how to become the magicians. I'm surprised the magician isn't in here. Okay, and I've already pulled one here. So again, walking away, whatever is over, you know it's over, but you are ready to let it go. It's almost like I feel like you've known it for a long time. You've kind of taken whatever this is as far as you can take it, and now you're ready to let it go. You just weren't sure how to do it. And I feel like that whatever this shift with this moon coming in, the energies that it's bringing, it is allowing this to happen, because as we are letting go of these parts of us that don't serve us, and how we relate to others as well, and realizing that bringing light to the parts of us that were reacting to those around us. We, in this shifting, because everything is connected, it not only changes things inside of us, but then we realize that things that we've been holding on to, that we knew we were done with, once this other shift happens, then we know without a doubt that it is time now, and the waiting is over. So some really, really big shifts. Okay, I just wanted to touch, sorry, I know this is getting really long. Try to keep this ending as brief as possible. I just wanted to touch on these three. So we have the sun, the moon, and the star. So I don't really think I can say too much more on these, to be honest with you. I've pretty much said everything, because just the sun, he's successful because the child, the innocent part of us that didn't know any better, that had these conditionings placed on us that we absorbed as part of who we are and part of how the world works, right? Which it's different for all of us based on whatever our conditioning is. But he is looking back towards the moon, recognizing that these are shadow aspects, are not really who we are, but these are the parts of us that are waiting to be illuminated by the sun so that they can be released. And then in that process in itself, we end up with the star, because we are alchemizing it, is freeing it, we are creating a new reality. Yes, so there you go. Hi, and if you are still here to the very bitter end of this video, thank you so much for hanging out with me and watching it to the end. And I hope that's a little bit different for me. I wanted to go a little deeper into the tarot cards with other tarot cards, just to get a little more clarity, or confirm what I was already picking up, or to just bring in another aspect, a deeper meaning of the cards. But anyways, tell me what you think, if you like that, or if this is just way too long. In the meantime, have a wonderful week, everybody, and please be well. I'm sending you my love, and thank you so much for joining me. Bye for now.